So, Wolverhampton Wanderers rooted to the bottom of the league. Derby County fans are loving Wolves fans right now. They're loving Wolverhampton Wanderers because they've hit double digits. 2. No, that's not double digits. That's how many goals they scored against the best defense in Europe, by the way. Sheep FC, Fugazi FC, Liars FC. Yeah. 2. But don't worry, guys. We're still top. So why is everyone having a meltdown then? Make sure you follow Kenny Ken 1972. Kenny, I'll share your Insta post as we're doing this. I'm live after this, after I do Jez's fan cam. Make sure you hype Kenny's video, like Kenny's video. Make sure you follow Kenny Ken 1972 on Insta. Big up to everyone who's watched the watch along. Why is everyone having a meltdown, Kenny? Because we're 5 points clear. It's still in our hands, right? Oh,
no.
Almost like they're lying. This manager bows down to online pressure, because he thinks by keeping all the fans over the internet and in the stadium on side, he can keep his job. Hence why Bukayo Saka started in the 10. Yeah, Madueke starts right wing. Cool. Saka, fair play to you, brother. You scored a goal. You looked lively first half. Second half, you were crap. Yeah, Martinelli should have been hooked off in 20 minutes. He was rubbish. Trossard, get out of the club, bruv. Yeah, Calafiori, he's fun to watch. He's had more appearances modelling underwear this season than he has for Arsenal. But Kieran-Tierney's injury prone. David Raya, I keep telling everyone, Kenny, the guy's too short to be a goalkeeper. Everyone's going to go, oh, but Gabby needs to take... No, Gabby's doing what a centre-half does. Yeah, if in doubt, clear it out. His goalkeeper can see. Talk to him, bro. Kenny, I'm vexed, bro. I'm going to shut my mouth. I'm going to mute myself and share your clips on Insta. Take it away, bro.
Well, who knew? The fact is that people are going to cite, the date where Arsenal have lost the league. They're going to say, oh, it was Brentford. No. Arsenal have been in trouble since Sunderland, and no one wants to listen. We had the North London derby. Everyone thinks everything's great. We were playing crap. We were beating teams in spite of, and people were seeing the cracks. And then we had that result against Aston Villa, and everyone thought, oh, we're back. No, full storm. We've had a full storm against Aston Villa. We had a full storm against Spurs at home. We had 2 full storms, Leeds and Sunderland. And what we've seen this season is who we are. We are flat track bullies. We're a myth. This fabled best defence in the land. It's a load of rubbish. And I knew it was rubbish from the Liverpool game. I knew it was rubbish from the Sunderland game. I knew that if teams put it on us and got bodies forward, we're just as fallible as everyone else. Our goalkeeper is just as vulnerable as everyone else. And the truth of the matter is proof in the pudding. It's a massive indictment to one of our most expensive signings that he can't get a game. Saka gets a game, but thank God Saka played because he scored today. And he had an okay first half. And then afterwards, he faded. But let's just talk about the game in general. When we scored, Wolves were there for the taking. They'll make mistakes or average. But as usual, people would text me saying this looks like a testimonial. And I was worried because it was like played at walking pace. We thought we just probe rather than go and smash them. And then they got their first shot in the 44th minute. Setting off, they came out and they played out their skins. And then against the run of play, Hincapié scored. But just like Brentford last week, when we scored, this time it was 2-0, where you think it's comfortable. Wolves responded. They didn't let their heads go down. They thought, you know what, let's have a go. Because these days, when Arsenal are a goal up, they scare nobody. Normally, at the beginning of the season, when Arsenal went a goal up, everyone went, oh, God, it's game over. We can't get back into this. They're too good defensively. Like I said, you can't overload them. You can't, get through their midfield. They're too strong. They keep the ball really well. Declan is a bundle of energy, his strength. Well, teams are overloading us. Teams are putting crosses in, getting bodies forward, and we crumbled. I'm calling people out today. Madueke. The reason we think with Madueke is that you have 2 steps forward with this guy and 5 back. That's Madueke. Martinelli, I've been saying it all summer. This is the level of this guy. Do not start him. If he comes to the bench, he scores. Don't come at me and think that you've got one over on me, because he will prove me right that he is average. Trossard, the biggest dibbly-dobbly I've ever seen. Yes, he's been playing well, but that's what dibbly-dobblies do. Dibbly-dobblies can have a good range of form, but when it comes to crunch, they are what they are, a dibbly-dobbly, average Joes, and that's all they are. He is not going to take us to this next level. There's too many players here who are nick and living and not going to take us to the next level. I mean, thank God Martin Odegaard weren't here. I mean, because we can't blame him and have a go at him, because he was not part of it. Calafiori, all you had to do, you had one job, is to make us solid. But what you did is you created panic. But Trossard, I can't forgive this. Feigning injury, basically enabling Wolves to have more time to get back in the game. But come on, Gyökeres, for God's sake, man, come on. Everyone's saying, they don't pass to me. He don't pass to me. You made no runs. You look average. Every time I hear this song, from Salt and Pepper, how he dumped his girlfriend with a cannon in his chest. You look like Herman Munster. You look like him anyway. And you played like bloody Herman Munster, which is what you've done all season. Everyone talks about the 8 goals and they look at the stats. Look, for God's sake, stop the stats. This was your game. This is your give me game. And you were pathetic. You're poor. You didn't make any runs. When you got the ball, you looked oafish. You looked like your legs were crossed, your feet were crossed. You put crosses in that got intercepted. Your passing was off. No wonder they substituted you after 63 minutes. Don't get me wrong. I think it's a bit of I felt bad that you were substituted. And none of that sounds a contradiction, because I thought when the Wolves are tired, you might get a good game. Yeah. But the problem is that for the first 60 minutes, you give your manager so much ammunition to take you off.
Yeah, but it's easy to take him off because he never fucking wanted him, Kenny. Same with Eze.
Exactly. But the problem is that he is giving his manager so many open goals. He's giving people who don't want him in the club open goals. He looks like an average Joey. Jesus, pathetic. Jesus was all John Fury. Jesus was a typical John Fury after the match. During the match, no fight whatsoever. But as soon as he's got a big crowd and it's over, hold me back. Let me push the weakling. Let me push him over. He's going to go down. Look how tough I am. Why don't you show any toughness during the match? What was holding you back from showing a bit of passion? It's no good doing it after the game. The whistle's gone. We're not going to get any. There's no injury time or extra time in the Premiership. It's pathetic. And the manager looked like his arms were cut off. He looked like his legs were cut off. He looked haunted. He was contradicting himself. He was stuttering afterwards. Paul Merson was spot on. He stopped short of calling us bottlers. He said he was not sure now. Now he's saying that Patrick Vieira cited the Man United game, and I'm saying it went all the way back to Sunderland. Look at our last 7 games, 10 points out of a possible 21. Does that look like a title? We got 3 more games. We got Tottenham. I'll tell you, if Tottenham see that and they don't get a point against at least, then they are crap, because we will do what we've done against Brentford and Wolves. We will just play passively, give it a large, and then as soon as Spurs put it on us, we'll fold. Don't buy into this thing that Spurs are crap. Yes, they may be, but they've got to manage the bounce. If they don't take this opportunity to put the spoke in a wheel and basically be a pissing our pool, then they deserve to get relegated, because we are pathetic. And Chelsea, all that Joe 90 guy needs to do is stop experimenting, just play proper football. Because you play and get bodies forwards against us, we will fold. There's nothing to fear. We have no world-class players. We haven't got a world-class defence. The minute you put it at us, we're gone. We've got players, half our players are carrying injuries, and half of them haven't got any bottle. No bottle. Even the one with a big gob, Declan Rice, got mullered today in possession. So there is nothing to fear. We don't win our next 3 games. You might as well pay out Man City fans who put money on them to win the league, because it'll be over. I'll tell you one thing: Man City get 7 out of 9 points, and we don't win any of those 3 games. Tottenham, Chelsea, and Brighton, league's done in March.
The league's done already, Kenny. The fact that at the end of that game, they all lost their heads. Yeah, tells you all you need to know. We see up at Anfield, a week or so ago, 10 days ago, 12 days ago, whatever it was, the manner that Man City won that game at Anfield, that spurred them on. They then go and beat Fulham, and then since then we've dropped 2 games. And I keep telling people, it's not about Arsenal losing back-to-back games, but we dropped 2 games in terms of draws. It's now in Man City's hands. They beat Newcastle and beat Palace at home.
They've got to be laughing.
They're laughing their bollocks off. They're
laughing. They've got no midfield. They've got no Kovacic. You can play through them. They've signed Gay out of like last chance saloon. They signed Semenyo out of last chance saloon and just thought, you know what, just do what we have to do and see how. If we'd done what we have
to do, they probably wouldn't have signed them to until the summer.
Yeah.
100%. And we would have walked away with the league. And gone, cool, let's go for the cups.
The problem is, Lee, we're flat track bullies.
And we got bullied 2 games in a row by 2 teams that we shouldn't be getting bullied by.
Sunderland, everyone's saying that we're going to win. This title's going to be wrapped up in April. It's going to be this and that. Gary Neville says Arsenal will be 6 or 7 points. When they see how good we look early in the season, when teams can't overload us, when Gabriel and Saliba look like $1 million, and when Declan Rice is running his high and Zubimendi's match one and Saka scores a penalty, I always say wait till the championship rounds. We haven't got to the championship rounds, we bottle it. I promise you, when it gets to the championship rounds, don't be surprised if it's Man City's title loser, not us.
Facts. On that bombshell. Love you, Kenny. Kenny Ken 1972 on Insta. Jezza next, an emergency meeting. 1:30 in the morning. Jesus Christ. I thought it was going to be a comfy night at 2-0. What do I know?
You.
Yeah, super duper Mick does it again. See you Sunday, Kenny.